Welcome to All Ages Driving School. This is day 16 and your final exam. So let's get started. All right, so your final exam is going to be a total of 120 questions. So what I need you to do is go ahead and get a sheet of paper or on your computer, go ahead and open up Word or Notepad and start numbering 1 through 120. Only write the answer for each question. No need to write the actual question. So if the answer for number 1 is A, you put A, 2B, 3C, 4D, so on and so forth, you know. No need to write out the whole question. It's not like your 84 questions for the DPS. All right, and 3, you may use your notes. So feel free to use your notes while you're taking the exam. All right, so what needs to be turned in to get full credit for the course? Okay, to receive full credit for the course, you will need to make sure that you have turned in the following items. 1, all distant learning assignments need to be emailed to your instructor. So if you have me for your instructor, you need to make sure you email them to me, all the assignments for all the days that we're doing in distance learning, in order for you to complete the course. All right, 2, the DPS 84 questions will need to be turned in as well. And on the DPS 84 questions, you actually have to write the question, write the answer, and write the page number you found the answer on. Now, if you need help with the 84 questions, you could always go back and watch my video where I go through every single question and I give you every single answer and I give you every single page that the answer is found on. So feel free to use that if you need help. 3, you need to make sure you turn in your final exam with all your answers, and of course you need to pass that final exam. And 4, your textbook needs to be returned to All Ages location. If the book is not returned, credit will be withheld. So you need to make sure you turn in that textbook back to the school. Okay, All Ages Driving School, your nearest location, whatever location you're coming from, make sure you turn in that book back. They're going to go ahead and have you sign off that you turned it back in. You should get a receipt, and that way you know for a fact you turned it back in and everything is good. Okay, so make sure you get that done. All right, so when will I start my drive times? Well, your drive times will not start for the March 2020 class until about late April or early May. So if you're taking this distance learning course after the March 2020 class and you're in April, May, June, whenever, however long this lasts, it's usually about a month after your class ends, you'll start getting drive times. So, but if you need to have drive times sooner than that, call the school. They can make arrangements for such things. I know they have an accelerated program if you're interested in that. So check with your location to see about drive times. Okay, you must have a permit. All right, so that means if you did day 1, 2, and 3, and you took your permit test, and you got your DE 964 form, and you went down to the DPS office and got your permit, you need to make sure that the school has a copy of that permit. We will not give you any drive times until we actually have a copy of your permit. We cannot legally take you out there in the car without one, so you need to make sure that we have one on file so we can call you up for a drive time. And also remember that when you do show up for a drive time, you must bring your permit with you. Even though we may have a copy of it on file, it's not an official permit. You need to bring your actual card with you when you actually do drive time. So that's very important. And then also, if you ever need to cancel a drive time, make sure you do it 24 hours before your drive time is started. If not, you're going to be charged a $35 no-show fee. So make sure. And then also, if you show up without your permit, that would also be a $35 no-show fee. So make sure you have your permit with you every time you come to your drive time, and make sure you show up on time, and also make sure that if you do need to cancel, you cancel more than 24 hours in advance. All right, so that way you have lets them know and plenty of time to replace that. All right, let's see here. Phase 1 classroom must be completely finished with all assignments turned in and makeup classes completed. All right, so if you have makeup classes still pending, you need to make sure you have those done first before you start getting your drive times. All fees must be paid for makeup classes. So remember, if you have a makeup class, it's a $10 fee for each class that you have to make up. So if you need to make up 4 classes, 10 times 4 is $40. So make sure those fees are up to date, and that way we can get you started on those drive times. Textbook must be turned in. If lost, you must pay a replacement fee. Again, it's something that you would owe to the school if you lost your textbook or if it was damaged severely in a manner in which we didn't give it to you. So make sure that you have the textbook turned in and it's in good shape, or at least in the same shape that we gave it to you. You can make appointments for drive times by calling your All Ages Driving School location, and or we will call you if we have not heard from you to make a drive time appointment. So I encourage you to be proactive. It's always a good idea to pick up the phone and just inquire and call. But if we do not hear from you, we will call you to see if you are available for a drive time. Remember, you have 6 months from the day you start your classroom course to the day your contract ends to get those 7 drive times in. So make sure that you're on top of that. Don't let it, don't forget about it, because once that 6 months is up, then you may have to get an extension on your contract, or you may be forced to take the whole class over again. So we don't want to do that. So make sure you stay on top of your drive times, and that way you get them done in a decent manner. All right. What if I need to make up classes? Okay, totally understandable, right? If you need to make up class, you can do so by completing the days you missed through distance learning. So if I have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, all the way through day 16 posted on the distant learning tab on our All Ages website, you can go to the day that you missed, do the assignment for that day, email it to the instructor, and the instructor will go ahead and give you credit for that course under the makeup portion. Now remember, you cannot have more than 5 absences within a course, so make sure that you get any makeup course that you do need to make up, make sure you get it done. Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing distance learning, once we start in-classroom instruction, you can do it during in-classroom instruction on any of the days that we offer it. But if you want to have the convenience of doing it from home, you could also do it through distance learning and go to our distance learning tab on our website and do the day that you missed assignment, watch the video, and you should be good to go. Okay, let's see here. We already talked about how much it costs to make it up. All right, so how will I know if I passed? Once you have completed your final exam and turned in all your assignments, an email will be sent to you letting you know that you received the passing grade of the course and may begin the second phase of drive times. Okay, so if you've never missed a course, you never missed a day, you turn in all your assignments, you pass your final exam, then everything should be good. You have a passing grade. You should be able to start your drive times soon after. Okay, but if you still have classes you need to make up, or you didn't pass your final exam, well, then you're going to have to keep trying until you pass those assignments and pass that exam before you can get credit. Okay, so that's very important. All right, so I tried to take the final exam before watching the video, but can't open the document. Well, I put a password on the actual final exam document. I don't want anyone just going in there and opening it up, so I wanted to make sure that you could actually watch the video first before you actually took the final exam, so that way you know what to expect. All right, so the final exam is password protected. I wanted to make sure you got this important information before you started the final exam. The password is All Ages, all one word, ALLAGS. Okay, that's all you need to do to open up the document. So good luck on your final exam. It was a pleasure working with you in this distance learning course, and y'all take care. See you next time.